Hello everyone. In JavaScript, every variable has a data type that tells what kind of data is being stored in a variable. Now, by this, what we mean is that variables don't have types. For example, if I'm writing let a equals to money, then now it is of string type. This value is of string data type. Now if I go ahead and make this 9, then this becomes of type number. Another way to think about JavaScript types is that JavaScript does not have type enforcement. In that the engine does not insist that a variable always holds a value of the same initial type that it starts out with, right? Like it does not have to stay string, like it can change to number if it wants. A variable can in one assignment statement hold a string and in the next hold a number. So let's check if you don't give any value. This is let b, right now if you do, you know that you will get undefined, right? So you are getting undefined because we have not initialized it with any value. So variables that have no value currently, they have undefined value, right? Now let's check what is the type of this type of b. It is giving us undefined. Okay, so this basically shows that it is being declared in the accessible scope, but at this moment it has no other value in it, right? But if we said that it is undeclared, that means that it is not declared in the accessible scope. For example, if I comment this out and I write console.log b, then it will tell me b is not defined. Now in JavaScript, there are two types of data types. They are primitive data types and non-primitive data types. Okay, let's talk about primitive data types first. Primitive data types are predefined data types as provided by JavaScript language. Primitive data types are also known as inbuilt data types. Okay, they are also known as inbuilt data types. Whereas non-primitive data types, these data types are derived from primitive data types. Okay, so they come from primitive data types. Okay, they have been derived from there. It is also known as derived data types or reference data types. They are also known as derived data types, okay, or reference data types. Now first let's talk about primitive data types. So there are five types of primitive data types. Okay, primitive data types are also called inbuilt data types, and non-primitive data types are also called derived data types. Primitive data types are of 5 types. Okay, let's discuss them one by one. Number 1 is number. Okay, so number data type in JavaScript can be used to hold decimal places as well as values without decimal. Okay, so if I'm writing let me use const. You should use const. If you have to reassign some value, then you can change it to let, right? Let x equals to maybe 1. Okay, and I am writing console.log x. I'm getting 1. Now if I assign it a decimal value and 2.4, then I'll get that. So number data type, which is of primitive data type number, can store a number which is without decimal or a number which is with decimal values. Okay, the next one is string data type in primitive. The string data type in JavaScript represents a sequence of characters that are surrounded by single or double quotes. Okay, now let's use const. Okay, let me write money. Okay, so this is double quotes because I'm using double quotes, right? So this is double quotes, and if I'm writing single quotes like this, okay, so this is single quotes. Now I can write a single word, or I can also write sentences. Okay, so if I'm writing hi, my name is, okay, or if I'm writing const equals to hello, what's happening, HH, or now the third data type is undefined. This is also under, let me push this absolutely down, this is also under primitive data type. Okay, the meaning of undefined is value is not assigned to it. So if I write let y and I do console.log y, what is the issue? Oh, okay, and I write console.log y, then I'll get undefined. Okay, this simply means that there is no value assigned to this. Okay, and I can also write like this, but by default y, if you don't assign it any value, it will be undefined. Okay, the fourth data type is Boolean. Boolean data type can accept only two values, that is true and false. So const t equals to true, or it can be const equals to false. Okay, so true and false, so these are Boolean values. Now let's talk about fifth data type, that is null. So const equals to null. So this simply means, now I'll show you. Now if you console it, you will get null. Okay, but if you write a plus 3, so it will give you 3. But over here, if you did y plus 4, then it will give you not a number. So this null is being treated as empty. This data type can hold only one possible value, that is null. Okay, and which is empty. So you can add stuff, or you can subtract stuff in this, because, and if you check, if it is console.log is nan null inside that, then it will give you false. This gives us false. What does that mean? What is the full form of nan? Nan means not a number. Okay, not a number. This means, is this not a number? No, it is. So this is giving you false value right now, so because this is being treated as empty. Okay, so all 5 are cleared now. Now let's talk about non-primitive data types, which are also called derived data types. Non-primitive data types are of let's talk about the first one, which is object. Object in JavaScript is an entity having property and methods, right? Everything is an object in JavaScript. So let's see how can we create an object in JavaScript. The first way is to using constructor function to define an object. Okay, so if I am writing let obj equals to new object. Okay, now if you use console.log obj, it will give you curly braces. So this is a new object. So this is how you create an empty generic object. Now a simple curly braces, that is an object which contains key value pairs. So let's define an object. Let's write A as hello and B as 8. Now if I'm writing console.log obj2, so this is giving me my object. Okay, so this is a non-primitive data type. Now we can access its properties like this. If I'm writing console.log obj2.b, then it will give me 8, right? obj.b. So that is how I can access. Now the second one is array. Okay, let's see. With the help of an array, we can store more than one element under a single name. So ways to declare a single dimensional array, let's talk about it first. Let's say equals to new array. Okay, now if I do console.log dd, I'll get a new array. Okay, now or I can have values inside it like this, right? Or I can push values inside it. So a lot of things can be done with this specific array. Okay, or you can write like this, const equals to 1 comma 2 comma 3 like this, and if I console it, I'll get an array like this. Okay, like this. Okay, so that's it.